This is Ginny Brant with Unleash Your God-Given Healing. And today we're going to look at changes in the American Cancer Society's 2020 guidelines. You see, the American Cancer Society, the ACS, updated its guidelines for diet and physical activity back in 2020. The last guidelines were actually published in 2012. So this is the first time new guidelines have been released in 8 years, from 12 to 20. The changes in the guidelines are clearly based on the same changes that I've seen as I've researched for my cancer journey. So let's look at these most recent guidelines that were published in 2020. The American Cancer Society is clearly stating that lifestyle changes can lower cancer risk, and you might be surprised at some of the changes. First recommendation is this: we need more physical activity. These guidelines now recommend 150 to 300 minutes of moderate activity or 75 to 150 minutes of vigorous activity each week. The ACS in 2012 previously recommended half as much for each of these categories, but research has changed, and so the ACS has changed their recommendations. My cancer journey taught me that exercise is key to preventing cancer and surviving the treatments. Chapter 4 on exercise and movement in my book, Unleash Your God-Given Healing, reveals all of the many things exercise does for our bodies, and especially for the cancer patient. You will be amazed. Trust me, my exercise had to increase, and so should anyone who's trying to prevent or survive cancer. Second recommendation is to avoid or limit certain foods. The ACS recommends avoiding sugar-sweetened beverages, red and processed meats such as bacon, sausage, deli meats, and hot dogs. They also recommend not eating processed foods and refined grains. Now, previously in 2012, the ACS recommended limiting these foods. Avoid is a much stronger word, but my personal research backs up what the ACS is now recommending. Recommendation number 3, simply eat plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. The ACS specifically emphasized dark leafy greens and red and orange vegetables, fiber-rich legumes, whole foods, and foods with a variety of colors. In other words, eat the rainbow and plenty of grains, whole grains, and brown rice. Why? The colors in these foods contain the most phytochemicals and antioxidants, which both are proven in research to reduce the risk for cancer. And whole grains and fruits and vegetables contain much needed fiber for our gut. Now, previously, the ACS recommended 2.5 cups per day of fruits and vegetables. This takes it to about 5 cups per day, with more vegetables than fruits. That's double the amount now being recommended. Recommendation number 4, avoid or limit alcohol. It's best, according to the American Cancer Society, that we not drink alcohol. And what they're saying now is, if you do drink, no more than 1 drink for women and 2 drinks for men per day. In the past, the American Cancer Society did recommend no more than 1 drink for women and 2 for men per day. But again, this phrase, it is best not to drink alcohol, and avoid are major changes from the previous word limit. Recently, I heard 3 medical doctors say the same thing. Dr. Michael Clapper actually said this: alcohol doesn't do any good for any tissue in your body. This is something to think about, especially since alcohol is listed as a risk factor for all cancers. Here we see a move from limit to avoid. And I know that red wine contains helpful bacteria and resveratrol, but these same benefits can be obtained by simply eating grapes and other fermented foods. Since the American Cancer Society recommendations are based on research, I'm also wondering if what we are doing to the wine, such as adding sulfites, and the fact that many vineyards are heavily spraying with pesticides, is why the research has now changed. Time will tell. Recommendation number 5, stay at a healthy weight throughout life. This recommendation by the American Cancer Society remains constant. The research is clear that obesity is the #1 risk factor for all cancers and many diseases, including complications with COVID-19. According to the American Cancer Society, at least 18% of all cancer cases in the United States are related to a combination of risk factors related to diet and lack of physical activity. Yes, the sedentary lifestyle. Therefore, following these lifestyle recommendations is the most important thing that you can do to lower your risk for cancer, other than smoking. Prisma's Cancer Prevention and Wellness Center in Greenville, South Carolina actually told me that they found that genetics is only 10% of the reason for cancer, with lifestyle being 90%. By the way, here's an advertisement billboard from a PGA golf tournament from MD Anderson promoting the importance of lifestyle changes. It says up to 50% of cancer cases can be prevented by simply eating a more plant-based diet. The newer 2020 ACS guidelines are consistent with similar findings from the American Institute for Cancer Research, published in May 2018. And a link to this will be referenced in the notes below. My book, Unleash Your God-Given Healing, is loaded with well-researched lifestyle changes that lower your risk for cancer and recurrence. The saying is so true. An ounce of prevention is truly worth a pound of cure. So join me by subscribing to my YouTube channel, liking this video, sharing it with those whom you love, and clicking the notification bell so you will know when I post new information. I will take you on a journey of learning so many practical things you can do to prevent and survive cancer. Until next time, may you be cancer-free, and may God bless you in your health journey.